What's up YouTube, Singularity here and welcome to another episode in the Call of Duty's Cold War Zombies series, and in this video we are going to be having a look at everything that is new to the game in Season 3. So first up we have a new map into the game called Duga. This now takes the total number of maps to 5 along with Sanitarium from the previous one. As you can see, the icons are a lot bigger on the map there, and the Wonderfizz machine has been redesigned to now look like a pop can. And if you can see in the distance, that escort icon is green, so you can now tell the main objective from other things a lot more clearly. And those are just minor quality of life changes just to make things a little bit easier to find, a little bit easier to navigate around the map. And if you do ping anywhere in the world now, that does actually stay showing on the main map when you look at it. So again, another change just to make things getting around easier. And if you are in a team of 4 in a public lobby, the colour of the ping does correspond to your character colour. So here I am purple. If I ping on the world, it will stay purple and other people will be able to see where I am pinging just by opening up that map. So other changes with icons are towards the elites. They now show up as a red sort of like a devil, demon sort of icon, and again that just makes them easier to distinguish from other things on the map. So as you can see on the mini-map in the top left hand corner, you can see them pinging up, but we can't see any at the moment, but we will see them in the future. So here we'll be able to just see the icon on the map there, and as you can see the icon that is on the Megaton is different, being redesigned, and just kinda makes it easier to pick out from the other enemies. And as you can see, I'm using one of the new weapons in the map here, but we will talk about that a bit later. Another thing added into the game in this season is a NPC called Ronald Raygun. That is a zombie that appears randomly around the map. It is a random spawn. Some games you will get him, some games you won't. I have yet to actually come across this character, but once killed he does drop a ray gun. So be on the lookout for him. He will have his name above his head like all the other zombies, and it will say Ronald Raygun. They were also meant to increase the XP rewards in Season 3, giving players more XP for completing objectives and exfilling, etc, etc. I know this was broken when Season 3 first launched, so I'm not sure if they have actually fixed that yet, but you are supposedly meant to get more XP for playing the zombies mode, just to kinda tie in to make it level with that of multiplayer and Warzone. So hopefully people will be able to level up a little bit quicker when playing zombies. Another change is that to people who like to join lobbies and just remain inactive in the hopes of farming experience and crystals, they have now made it so anyone that is AFK will not get any experience, will not get any crystals, will not benefit in any way whatsoever. So I think this is an excellent change and something that should have been implemented a lot sooner, because early on in the game's lifespan this was a massive problem. I would drop into Die Maschine and every other game we would have 1, possibly 2 people who were just stood there AFK, not do anything for 20-30 rounds, just farming experience, and I'm really glad that they actually changed this. And speaking of Die Maschine, they have actually added the different weapon elements into some maps. So in Golova, Ruka, Alpine and Duka, you are now able to get the different ammo types for the Die Machine. And again, I don't know why this wasn't in to begin with. They just put the regular Die Machine in there, and it was kind of weak, kind of pathetic, and didn't make much sense to not have the different ammo mods, but they have now been added. You can find one of those, a certain one, on each of those maps, but we will be making a video on that in the future, so watch out for that one. Another addition is the ammo mods now drop randomly throughout the game, so they can be from chests, from killing elites, and from crystals. You can see here that we actually get the napalm burst ammo mod drop out of this case. Now these can be pretty good early on because you do get a free ammo mod. However, after a couple of rounds they only cost 2,000 and you will probably have the one that you use more often. So good early on, but pretty useless after the first 2 rounds, I would say. Another map change, you might have noticed these around the edges of the map, which are like glowing tears in the edge. These are actually teleporters. If you jump inside them, you will be flung out high in the air from a random point around the map, and this just makes getting around a lot better. Like, as you have noticed from playing, you will sometimes get objectives that are right on the edges of the map and there are no vehicles or any jump pads around, so it does make traversing the map a little bit more difficult, but with these additions it does make it a lot simpler, a lot quicker, and you are able to get from one end to the other no problem. Another new addition is that of a new objective, and this will appear as a bunch of crystals on your map, and going to that area you will see that glowing orange crystal there, and once you shoot that it does start the objective. This is a timed objective, so you only have so long to do it, but once you shoot that first one it's going to spawn 5 or 6 several other crystals into the area which you have to shoot, and once you complete that it will kind of give off a little shockwave when you shoot the last one and give you a sound effect, and if the time does run out before you actually complete it you will get a laughing sound instead. And as you have seen, when you shoot that first one and start the objective you do get zombies actually spawning into the map, and this will be a mixture of normal zombies and elites. Now I'm guessing the difficulty will increase depending on what level you are on. We are only on level 3 here, so it is pretty simple, pretty easy to kill those zombies. We only had the one elite, I believe. So this is the last crystal here, and once we shoot that you see that little shockwave and the sound effect. That drops an ether tool, and what that does is upgrade the tier of your weapon by 1 level. So as you can see there, our RPG was on epic. We picked up that ether tool and upgraded that to legendary. Now I would use that on whatever weapon is the highest. Obviously the higher the level, the more resources it takes to upgrade. So this is another really good tool just to save that salvage for things like self-revives and support streaks. So for some other changes we will jump into the menu now. So as always when a new season comes out we do actually get some more challenges in the progression. So we have season 3 here, and again we have 20 more challenges which unlock as you level up, and if you complete all those you will get a weapon skin and you will get a calling card. Now I might actually complete these ones just because that calling card actually looks pretty cool, something I could definitely see myself using. And along with those new challenges we do have more intel added into season 3. Now this time, along with audio logs, documents and the radio transmissions, we do actually have more artifacts added into the game. So these are once again only available to unlock in Outbreak, so you will need to play the Outbreak mode to unlock all of the new intel, and there is one for each of those to unlock. And again we will be doing a video on that a bit later in the season just to show you where all the audio logs and radio transmissions and artifacts are, and how to get the rest of the documents and all the dark ether intel. What we don't have this time though are more challenges in the zombies menu. So Requiem Advanced still is the last one we have, which is from season 2. So if you still have anything outstanding to complete in these, just go ahead, work on those. I know a lot of these weren't very difficult, they were just an absolute grind, like this one here, getting kills with weapons found in chests, and I'm guessing level 5 is going to be 5,000 kills, and they were just an absolute grind and took forever to get. So like this one, roadkill in Outbreak, eliminate 1000 enemies whilst in vehicles. I felt these were just way too high and did take many hours of just grinding that one particular challenge just to unlock these. So I'm glad they kind of haven't added any at the moment, and does give people a chance to actually finish some of these off. And if we go over to the Dark Ops menu, as you can see, we have not had anything else added to here. They will probably wait until they actually introduce the Easter egg into the Outbreak mode, and so all we have is the 1 million kills and the 2 Dead Ops Arcade ones still left to unlock there. We won't be going after the Dead Ops Arcade ones because we don't actually play that mode, and the 1 million kills will come naturally. So another change we have, and it doesn't really relate to zombies in any way, so I'm not entirely sure why it is in this part. It's probably just in all of the menus because it is in barracks. But if we go over to barracks, you can see right at the bottom here we now have an arcade, and this is lots of classic arcade games that you can play. And I remember playing some of these when I was younger, just on a little console that plugged into the TV. But all you have to do is just click on it, and that brings up the little game to start with there. And it's just something a little different, a little bit fun. Kind of take a break out if you're maybe waiting for someone to join your game whilst you're in the lobby. You can just go ahead, play one of these stupid games, kill a bit of time. So now getting into the loadout and some of the changes made here. Now, one of the biggest changes people will notice, because everybody uses this weapon, is the nerf to the Hauer shotgun once again. And this nerf comes in the form of the Task Force barrel. As you all know, when this gun first came out, the percentage of the damage increase was 222%. This sent the damage on this little menu to over 1000. They did nerf that down to 50%, and they have nerfed that once again all the way down to 15% damage increase. Now this only puts the damage slightly above that of the Gallo, something like 20 damage, and in my opinion this kind of makes this gun now redundant. Yes, it still does more damage, but on those later rounds, once you take into account the magazine size, take into account the fire range, this gun is going to be a lot less effective than that of the Gallo. So I would suggest those shotgun people that do like using the Hauer are going to swap over to the Gallo. So if we have a look now at what weapons have been added into the game, by far my favourite one that has been added is the ballistic knife. This is again from previous Call of Duties, and its description is spring action knife launcher developed in the late 70s by Soviet forces, can be used to silently fire retrievable blades or as a melee weapon. So this is basically your knife which you can fire, so that gives you the melee damage up close, and I'm not sure if the damage is quite as much as the Bowie knife or less, but it is pretty similar, so that gives you the option of killing enemies close or at a distance. And I can confirm that the blade that's fired from the weapon does actually do more damage than the melee itself. So another weapon that has been added is the PPSH-41, and again this is from previous Call of Duties. This has good firepower, good magazine size, good recoil control. I would definitely suggest everyone go out and try this, get it leveled up, get that XP from the camos and the attachment unlocks, and just see what you think about this weapon. The third addition in the new weapons is the Swiss K31 sniper rifle. This is the bolt action rifle, and I'm guessing it's going to handle a little bit better than the previous sniper rifles in the game. Kind of more like the marksman rifles from Modern Warfare, the Kar98 for example. So I feel it's going to be a lot like the Kar98. It's going to have a faster ADS time than the other sniper rifles, maybe not as high a fire rate, but for those of you that like quick scoping, etc, etc, that's going to be a nice change of pace from the sniper rifles that are already in the game. They have also changed how we can unlock the weapons. Before, you weren't previously able to unlock weapons in Call of Duty Zombies. You could only do this in multiplayer, but they have actually added this into the game now, where they have put challenges in there for people that do play zombies. So as you can see here, to unlock the sledgehammer, we have to use a melee weapon that has been pack-a-punched 3 times, kill 250 enemies, and that will unlock the sledgehammer for us. For those of you that do play zombies, you are now able to lock all of these weapons without actually going into multiplayer and having to grind that to get a weapon you actually want. Just jump into zombies, complete this challenge, and you will unlock that weapon across all modes. Going back to nerfs, they have actually nerfed 2 of the ammo mods. The first one being Shatterblast. They have reduced the radius, and I'm not sure if they've reduced the damage as well, but they've definitely reduced the radius of the explosion. And again, they have nerfed Deadwire. This is the, don't know if it's the 2nd or 3rd time this has been nerfed, but what they have done now is reduce the damage and the radius of this. So this kind of brings it down on par with other ammo mods, because this was seriously overpowered. It's what everybody used. You were able to take out trains of zombies just by this proccing once and just wiping everything out. And they have actually buffed one of these ammo mods, which is the Napalm Burst. And what they have buffed is the damage it deals. Instead of doing 10%, it now does 20%. So they have actually doubled the damage of this. And this is just going to bring it in par with other ammo mods, just kind of make everything even, make sure everyone is not using the same one. But I have used this since the buff and it is pretty good. I do actually prefer it now over Deadwire, because it does proc quite a lot of times, and so that 20% damage to their health can wipe out a zombie for you. Couple that with the upgraded effect, so when it actually doubles the burn effect and being able to burn special enemies, if you think 20% of a Megaton on a high level round is actually going to be quite a lot of damage. So this is one I would definitely suggest people to try. And finally, they have introduced another field upgrade, which is the Toxic Growth, and what this does is summon a little area in front of you which has some thorns and vines, and enemies that move through it are slowed by 50% and take toxic damage. Now using this, it does actually do quite a bit of damage to them as well as slowing them, so this is especially effective on areas where you kind of want to hold down. So say the hold out objectives, this is very effective. You can just stick this in front of the windows, enemy climbs through and they are straight into some vines. They are not able to get at you because chances are this is going to kill them before they actually make it through. So I think we will finish on an example of how and when to use this field upgrade. As you can see, we've got a defend objective here, and we just place one either end of the objective and one in front of the objective, and that's just going to slow down and even kill any zombies that actually try to go through it. You can see the numbers of the damage it's actually doing. It was doing like 20k damage to the elites when they were stepping through there. Now that's quite a lot of damage just for passive damage. You don't have to do anything, just put that down and let it get to work. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, and hopefully this gives you a good basis for starting your Season 3 adventure, and hopefully you are a little more knowledgeable after watching. And if it has helped you out in any way, drop a like. If there is anything I missed or something else you would like to see, leave a comment below and we will try to help you out with videos in the future. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.